Welcome back to Life is Absolutely Dreadful.
No, the Pedro's gotta be one word.
Fine, life is dreadful.
Yeah. Welcome back to Life is... Yeah?
I'm surprised you haven't done the life is the worst.
No, Shiro, I'm waiting. No, Shiro, I'm saving. God damn it, Shiro, I was saving that for the last part.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Which one?
Shiro, you ruined it.
Sorry. Which one did you say, Shiro?
Life is the worst.
Life is the worst.
It suits
Hashtag thanks, Shiro.
awesome this is? I get my best friend back, and she's also supersized. We don't know for how long. Exactly why it's time to have fun.
Oh boy. But you know what? Okay. To Chloe's
hold on, Jova.
credit. Oh god.
Don't worry, Jova, we're gonna add the time when we're calling Bubble so you can talk.
Don't you
Chloe wants to do some shooting combined with our rewind power
more than an army?
here in the junkyard.
Besides, we need it for
I can't even begin to list all the reasons that that's stupid, and I get it. Sometimes teenagers
You were
do
so
dumb
cute.
things.
Hasn't changed a bit.
And you know, if you discovered that one of your friends had time travel
let's do
powers,
this.
you
Can
probably
you find
want to
5
do
bottles while I
some
prep the shooting
dumb
range?
but cool looking
Beer
crap
and
as
guns.
well.
Nice combo.
That said,
You can handle
Chloe
it.
takes
Now
it
go find us 5
to
bottles. Pretty please.
not only a continuous level, but a very...
So, yeah, in another moment that feels like it's just there to pad out game time, we have to collect 5 bottles for Chloe, and Chloe, of course, being the wonderful person that she is, will not help us. She just stays there drinking booze while we do all the work.
Sounds about right.
So,
Go ahead, Jova. The floor is yours.
so, first off, Chloe, you want to have fun with these powers, sure,
Oh.
but
Oh, okay, sorry.
that's the
Sorry.
thing. Only Max will be able to actually see stuff rewind. You won't be able to, so where exactly is the fun for you in that regard?
Well, remember, Jova, we'll be able to see for ourselves how they do this when it starts. You'll see. Go on.
Well, yeah. I know that they're going to do it eventually, but consider it from how they know so far how Max's powers work. Like, at this point in the story, shouldn't logic dictate that only Max would see this stuff rewind in real time?
The potatoes.
But, yeah, no. Chloe is very burdensome with the protagonist, Max, in this regard.
Let me put it
And
this.
yeah, she
sorry.
is...
Max, can you take
Go on,
my
Alpha.
food for me?
She is essentially the most leechiest of NPCs you will find in a video game. And yes, I am including JRPGs that have townsfolk that can't so much as just open a door on their own without you solving a quest.
Or solving a puzzle?
Yes.
Well, if it's NPCs like the ones in Unicorn 2, I'll be okay with that. But not a lot of RPGs have that good of NPCs. So, anyway, what I was trying
But
to
yeah,
say.
again, back to the whole Chloe and David thing. Again, now, Chloe does get mad at David for getting on her case because he's paranoid about her possibly taking his gun. Which she did. Seeing a problem here, like...
One more to go.
Yes, the man is paranoid and whatnot, but his suspicions keep getting shown to be right. Like, what is the story trying to say here? That he's wrong for being paranoid and suspicious about stuff that he technically has every right to be paranoid and suspicious about?
Let me help you, Jova. See, it's one of those things where it's hard to understand what kind of reaction the writer wants from you. So who's in the wrong, Chloe or David? You have to pick one, because it's not like this is a conflict where it makes sense for both of them to be in the wrong, or for both of them to be in the right. No, this is clearly a case where there's two characters who are opposed to each other. So obviously one of them has to be the one we side with, because that's because if both of them are in the wrong, this conflict goes nowhere. Like, it's just like, it's so weird. Like, anyway, no worries about going ape with me. I thought it would be cool to take a road trip in the new wheels. Just driving circles around town. I'm sorry, Warren. Hard week. I still owe you, and I will never repay you, by the way. Yes, you do. Let me know if you change your mind. And then she does a winking emoji.
Wouldn't it be nice if we actually got an option to go see it with him?
Shiro, a question. Is there like a term for a person who keeps saying, I still owe you, I'm totally going to repay you, and never actually does?
Deadbeat.
You know what? Fine. We'll go with
An
that.
ass? I don't know.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna go with an ass. Max, you are an ass. In fact, from this point on, you shall be known as Mass.
Mass.
Mass?
Nah, that doesn't work.
I don't know.
Actually, Shiroi. Later on, don't worry, this doesn't spoil anything. Later on, Shiroi, she's going to start using emojis. Okay, you know that whole emoji thing where it's just an X and O and then another X and O.
Yes.
Yeah.
She starts doing a thing, Shiroi, where she makes Max O X O. Huh? Get it? Because
That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute. But
oh, okay. Oh, in the meantime, here's some pictures of Chloe and Rachel. There you go.
But I have a question.
Go on.
By the way, about the scene with David and Chloe. Like, this is, you can kind of answer yes or no without spoiling anything for this. Is it potentially a case of, yeah, he was right to be paranoid because, she's done the stuff he's been paranoid over? But did he bring that paranoia into the house because,
Yes.
maybe side effects from the military? So was he always treating her like this? And maybe Chloe's reaction is more so, like, trying to phrase this.
Oh, I think I got what you mean,
If he's
Shiroi.
going to be mad and paranoid at me anyway, I might as well do
I
the
think
shit
I got-
he's accusing me of.
I think I get what you mean, Shiroi. Also, fuck you. Yes, you. Ouch. But anyway.
What did I do? Screw you, game.
Basically, if I understood correctly, Shiro, you're trying to ask if there was one who started this whole thing, right? Like, who's the one that started it?
Kind of, yeah. But it's like if somebody's like, sometimes if one person has a go at you for something, even if you haven't done it enough, sometimes people end up in the reaction of, well, fuck it. If you're going to be mad at this and me for doing this thing I haven't done, I'm going to go do that thing anyway. Might as
Okay,
well.
the game even in the prequel, Shiroi, the game will never show you how their relationship started. Like, they do, both in this game and in the prequel, we only see them after they've known each other for a while, so we don't really know the ramifications of this relationship. They're always like this. Like, we never see the roots of this. Anyway, Max.
Now, mind you,
sorry, go ahead.
Mind you, Shuri, here's one thing to also point out. It's not just with Chloe that his suspicions turn out to be right. Like, again, he fears about there being drugs on school campus. Well, Nathan's doing this whole drug thing here and there. Like, now, mind you, if it were just with Kate, I might be inclined to agree with your idea you had. It's just that, like, one, like Pedro said, it's never elaborated on. And two, it's not just with Chloe that his suspicions turn out to be right. So, and again, I kind of get where they're going with this, given what they will do with David as a character in later chapters. Mind you, that doesn't make it good. Like, even if you have a plan, sometimes it's just a dumb plan.
Let me put it this way.
Maybe it's not even necessarily a bad plan. It's just, once again, the execution is bog standard at best.
Let me put it this way. David's character would be fine if he had the paranoia, but was at the very least nice in his attitude. He was constantly trying to explain to people, look, it's not paranoia. I'm just trying my best to make sure nothing bad is going to happen. If he was at the very, let me finish. Like, if he at the very least was at the very least trying to be understanding and trying to make people see his side of the argument instead of constantly acting like an ass, then maybe that would be fine. But no, not only does he do these things, he's an ass about it.
So, Pedro,
You're serious about this.
she's been drinking booze and she's gonna shoot a loaded weapon. This is a good idea.
Definitely.
You have to help me aim.
Max, you have to help me aim.
me the way,
the
Max.
hell?
Basically, she has her eyes closed. So basically, we have to tell her where to shoot.
I want to say one more thing about that scene as well when we get a moment
Show
to
me the
actually.
way.
Actually, Shira, this is a good moment.
Sir,
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. The writing of the
Oh, yes! Did you see
the
that?
choice where you don't step in to defend Chloe really rubs me the wrong way
Now for the
because,
second bottle.
like, for a very specific reason. Because
You're on target. Pull the trigger.
okay, he's overly paranoid. We've seen that, and he's wrong for that. Chloe is doing all these stupid things, and she's in the wrong for that.
Where do I aim?
But instead of going for a whole, they're as bad as each other and they need to sort this shit out, they opt to have David hit her. It's like, oh no, we want him to be the worst of the two, and it's like,
I want to get creative.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the mindset of the writers, but I really
Give me something to shoot, Max.
Okay.
It doesn't sit right with me. Like the way that scene was written.
I'm gonna try to do this without spoiling, but again... Oh my god, she's literally ricocheting shots off.
Nice shooting, Tex. Now that's what I'm talking about. Satisfied? Like, never? So I want one more uber cool trick shot. How about you?
This reminds me of...
What?
It reminds me of those prank videos where people use guns but it goes wrong.
Oh, hold on. Check this out.
Dent in that front bumper.
There you go. This is what I teased at the end of the last part. There you go.
Jesus,
Chloe just shot herself.
I shot myself! Back up!
You are a fucking moron. You know that.
Wow, second time in a few days you've been shot.
And
You see-
Troy,
Dude, I need a target.
You know, Max. Maybe there's a reason why Chloe was going to die. Maybe natural selection picked her for extinction. Have you ever thought of that?
well, to be fair, Pedro, I mean, she's only died twice. Like,
I thought the car was gonna squish him.
This is for real. My best friend is a super.
We're not so lucky, Lips. And even if we were, she would just rewind that. So.
I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, no, this is now the second time that Chloe saw Max bleed from her nose because of using her powers, and she even faints. Now, you would think this would be the point where Chloe decides, okay, I went too far. I should not push her to use her power this much. You'd think that this would be the point where Chloe would think that, right? Let's see.
Okay, I will give, again, for as much as I hate her as a character, I'll give Chloe some leeway that, again, at this point, they don't know blatantly yet, or at least Max has not yet come to the conclusion that her powers caused this yet.
But she's seen it happen twice, though, in the span of, like, what, a half hour?
Like, well, gee, Pedro, it's almost like Chloe isn't exactly the sharpest tool in the shed.
Too much action for Arcadia?
Maybe not enough. This is kind of fun. Scary and stupid, but...
But, okay, it's one thing for Chloe to not get it, but why doesn't Max ever get that? Maybe her... Well, okay, she does eventually get that.
That's a good segue, Jova. That gives me a chance to talk about Max. Another problem I have with Max as a character. Basically, sure, whereas Chloe is, well, you've already seen how she is. Max, on the other hand, is incredibly submissive and basically just allows Chloe to take advantage of her at every turn. Basically.
And mind you, this isn't just if you pick the route to please Chloe. Like, no, regardless, you will get these scenes with Chloe where Max more or less acts like a dog to Chloe. Overall, regardless of who you ship Max with.
Which is interesting because there's a fun fan comic about how Max is the owner and Chloe is the dog, and she's trying her best not to let the dog do stupid things. So.
Oh, really? I gotta see that one.
I'll show you after this.
Is it an awkward zombie one?
I think so. Let me see.
Thelma and Louise. Or is it Bonnie and Clyde?
Excuse us, Frank.
Oh, sorry, Chloe. Don't
This is Frank. He's a drug dealer.
I heard the gunshots and the breaking
And as
glass.
you may have guessed, Chloe kind of owes a debt to him.
At your age.
Who doesn't she owe a debt to?
We both need money. In fact, you need it so bad, you owe me a shitload, don't you, Chloe? Huh?
You'll get your money.
Don't they all say that? You know, even when they're broke and acting tough? What are you hiding there, girlie? Let me see.
Remember, Max has the gun, so what do we do?
A friend, and it's none of your goddamn
Shoot
business.
him.
You're my business now.
That's
and
Rachel's bracelet. Why the fuck are you wearing her bracelet?
Calm yourself, all right? It was a gift.
No, it wasn't. You stole that shit. Give it to me right now, asshole.
You better step back before you regret it, girl. I mean it. You want me to cut you, bitch?
I've already been shot today.
Twice.
Please.
That's the thing. Does Chloe even remember?
Nope, she doesn't.
Put that down.
Only Max remembers. So, shoot or not to shoot?
Shoot him.
Let's not shoot him for now. Don't worry, guys. I will rewind and shoot him after. You have to shoot if you because shooting is the one the choice that pleases Chloe. So if you're going for the shipping like I am, you have to shoot him.
Nice piece. I'll consider this interest on your loan. Thanks. You have until Friday to pay me, or I'll track you down with this interest. Have a good play, kids.
You really stood your ground.
I freaked. I don't like guns.
It'll be hard to keep Nathan off my ass. My step shit will have his.
You
other
should
guns
have
holding
shot
him
him.
over by now.
I know, it's like, wait, what?
Yes, Roy. She is literally guilt-tripping Max for not shooting that guy.
Not cool.
I know, Max. Really.
Do you know how much of a big ass
Hold on, Shiro.
And I know
Shiro.
that Chloe's-
Hold on, Shiro. And now she just completely did a 180 and said, "You know what? I'm glad it came out this way."
It's like the writers realized, oh, we're making Chloe come up as a dick. And while, yes, she does go back on that, the fact that she even said it in the
Frank took
get-go
Chloe's
is
gun
just...
because of me.
Well, at best,
Maybe that was just a
consider-
knee-jerk reaction because the situation was just stressful. But
So yeah, let's rewind and pick Dwebs' preferred choice.
And you know what's right?
I mean, he threatened them with a knife.
You know what's right? Normally, I would agree with you on that just being a knee-jerk reaction. On the other hand, now that I've seen Chloe in full as a character, I consider that as part of her letting the mask slip a bit.
Proud, sister.
Make me proud, sister.
also, I mean, okay, if you're gonna pick the shoot option, because yes, Dwebs is right.
Hilarious. Oh,
He threatened them with a knife. You could just, shoot him in the leg maybe, and then run.
The thing is, Shiro, Chloe shot all the bullets, so
never forget.
what do you know? More bullets, as Bugs Bunny would say.
what?
Till Friday
So here's
to
the
pay me.
point. If you
Don't
really want to
ever
shoot
pull
this guy,
crap like
why not
this
just
again.
rewind time
It'll be
to
the last
before
time.
Chloe shot all the bullets?
Try bullets next time.
Stop asking questions and enjoy the game.
Now,
I'm finding that very difficult.
Sorry.
Okay. I think I know where that whole stop asking questions thing might have
You're
originally
awesome.
come from and all
Thanks for
that.
standing up for me.
It might have come from like people being extremely nitpicky of things, but just kind of.
Let's blow.
But the original meaning of that got warped, and
At least Frank is
that
gone.
people just
He won't
saying
fuck
it
with us
because
again.
don't ask questions
He just
about my
wants to know.
story.
It's one of those things where
okay, now writing-wise, I get why they did this. It's so that Max would not have to go with the guilty conscience of being a murderer and whatnot, but at least her pulling the trigger shows that she
Why did
cares
Frank
for
have Chloe waiting to
Chloe.
go for a walk?
you see, if you love me, you better shoot this person that's threatening me.
Yeah.
Again, you could have just shot him in the leg. I mean, I know they didn't have bullets anyway, but the leg wouldn't have killed them.
Oh look, it's the
and
the
then
Warner.
you could have just run.
Hey, look, it's the Warner's Tower where the Animaniacs are in there. Hello, nurse. It's just like-
But you know-
it looks rather run down though.
Time in your hand and right up Frank's
yeah.
ass. You have the power.
Yeah, and this is one of the most iconic scenes in the game where the two are once again going for tire track. Hey, Dwips, they're walking in the middle of the train tracks. I see no possible thing that could go wrong from doing this.
Chloe,
You
why the hell
are
you hanging around
stupid.
scary
Hey, you know...
Are these abandoned tracks?
Let's take a break.
Nope.
Dwibs. We've been seeing throughout this part the trains that race by.
Hold on, don't worry, Dwips. You will get your answer in a few moments.
And again, we've literally seen the trains racing by. These train tracks are active.
Oh, Shiro.
Why are you lying on them?
We need a new
Because they're stupid.
Because they're
I can't
fucking
think of any
stupid.
other-
You know,
Even if these weren't public train tracks, they could be because there are tracks for
still freaking out
cargo
about what
trains.
happened.
It's like,
That was
why are you
awful.
lying on these tracks?
like I said, natural selection. Nature is selecting these two for extinction.
Also,
That's the
also,
thing. At this point, if Alice was seeing this, she'd put her hand on my shoulder and would say, "It's natural selection." Just
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, Alice gets me.
Crazy shit.
Not for nothing, but are those tracks really that comfortable compared to, like, softer grass that you could be lying on or something?
I genuinely there's teenagers being stupid, and then there's this, okay? Come on. Like, it's just...
Anyway,
Okay. When a certain scene... Wait. Is that scene coming up, Pedro?
Yes, it is.
Okay, when a certain scene goes by, I have a
I just
bit
made the mistake of borrowing money.
I'm guessing you're talking... I'm guessing it... I was just to check. Are you talking about the
I
boot
want to know how
thing?
Frank got Rachel's bracelet.
You know, gets calm.
No, just boot. Like, you know what I'm talking about when I say boot, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that it's coming now. Yes.
Without him eyeballing us, okay?
It's so weird talking to you about this insane crap. We haven't hung out this much since we were tweens, and it's like no time has passed. I wish Rachel was here to meet you.
Yeah, this is the scene where they're trying their best to do character development by just having them reminisce about their childhood. It's just one of those things where it's just like, by this point, the game has just made me really uninvested in these two. Well, Chloe for being, well, Chloe, and Max is so submissive and, like Shiri said, stupid. That it just gets to a point where it becomes really hard to get into this scene. Not that the scene itself, is inherently horrible or anything like that.
I love that line. Train tracks have always made me feel better. I never knew why though.
I've got a good song for you too. I've been lying on the railroad all my
You know, Chloe, I like trains.
Train, go away.
Yeah, selfie, get out of here, selfie.
Hey, selfie.
Oh no, the drugs are kicking in again.
Oh god, that's disorientating. Okay.
Sorry, Shiri.
It's Shiri, it's to be freaky.
So I got the lyrics wrong.
Train, take
So...
just how it goes.
And guess what, Shiri? Look at that. Chloe has her boot trapped in the tracks. First of all, how did that happen to begin with? Second, get your foot out.
The train.
Get your foot out.
Just take the boot off.
Take the boot off.
And would you look at that? It's about time for the train to be coming in.
If the boot is stuck...
Take the boot off.
No, we have to use this so we can have a little thing where we have to rescue Chloe.
Believe it or not, Shiroi, guess what? Are you ready for the third Chloe death?
But
Chloe dies a lot in this game, huh?
But who's bag on a minute? Who's driving the train? Selfie is another Square Enix character. She wants to flatten these two for insulting her one true love.
Okay, I think now's a good time for me to bring it up. As you can probably guess by this point, the major recurring theme of this game story is Chloe dying.
Yeah.
A lot.
But basically, Shiroi, Life is Strange is actually a story about a girl named Max fighting against natural selection, trying her best to keep natural selection from killing her stupid friends.
Jova, how would you say this compares to What If being about the many deaths of Tony Stark?
I mean, at least there they were creative and whatnot, and it wasn't like linked by purpose. And apparently in the one episode that got cut, Tony Stark actually does survive, which was spoiled by the finale of What If Season 1.
Take the boot off.
You know what, Shiroi? Shiroi, I think this is the most blatant version of natural selection. Hold on.
God.
I think this is the most blatant bout of natural selection that we have seen on this show.
I just heard a microwave. It looks like Chloe's done.
That's the right cable.
Like literally, Chloe, just take the boot off if a train is coming.
You're starting to see what I mean. This character is so monumentally more dumb. She deserves to die a horrible death.
Max, I can't take my boot off.
Now you get up, you stupid bitch.
And mind you, if we do not do all this stuff, Chloe will in fact die.
This fucking game.
That was close.
Again, like, Pedro saved you the trouble of seeing Chloe die again, but no, this is one of the times that she is supposed to die, actually. Now, mind you, a game. Hey, Pedro, a game plot. Hold on.
Yeah, I thought, okay, maybe it's the angle because they had the camera from a bit lower, but no, they're still on these fucking tracks.
Morons! You morons! But
sorry to interrupt, but like, I am stressed.
Hey, Pedro.
Yes, Joe.
A game's plot that involves time travel and constantly saving the life of a girl here. You know, this was done well in Ghost Trick. No, seriously, this is Ghost Trick.
Yeah.
Except, here's the thing. When it comes to the character who constantly dies in Ghost Trick, a few things. 1, Lynn is actually likable. 2, the game realizes how insane things get to the point where they make fun of it here and there. This game is trying to be completely serious about it. 3, Ghost Trick, despite taking place over the course of just one night, fleshed out its characters far well and better to the point where we did care enough to rescue these characters from their deaths, essentially.
And will.
This game, like I said, for as much as it focuses on Max and Chloe, I could care less about these two particular characters, especially Chloe, because again, natural selection is literally calling for her death. And sure, you may think I'm just joking, but no, believe it or not, that kind of becomes a plot point later on.
Such a shitty week, and yet one of the best of my life.
Because we're back in action again.
That was a productive day. We shot ourselves. We almost shot a guy. We almost died because of monumental stupidity. That was a productive day.
Now, okay. Now, see, here's the thing. While Chloe may not have remembered her last 2 deaths, you think she would remember the trouble she nearly got in with the train, or heck, Max. You're such a good friend of Chloe, why don't you tell her about those other deaths? Like, she told her about the first death, but she never mentions the second death to her. Well, okay, granted, I get that that's optional, but then again, why not provide a dialogue option to mention the fact that she gets shot then, if you know that death occurs?
And it was at this point that my playthrough just stopped.
Oh, this is where you stopped?
Yeah.
So, Shiroi, thoughts on Chloe and her great survival instincts?
This is a lot. This is a lot.
A lot to work with, or just a lot?
It's just a lot.
That's usually Shiroi code for this is terrible.
Well, Shiroi, I got good news. There's plenty more where that came from.
Maybe I should switch from the iced tea to cider.
Yes. Yes, you will. I do recommend that, yes. Anyway, in the meantime, everybody, just so you guys can check it on yourself, I just looked it up from the YouTube channel Mystic Meadows, Life is Strange Comics, Max X Chloe. That's the video that I mentioned earlier. So if you feel free to check it out for yourself. It's a fun comic. See you then for the next part.
See ya.
See ya.